This is the outside of the 2021 Auto Sleeper Winchcombe. As we move along, we will firstly come to the LPG tank fill point. To fill up the gas tank, firstly push in, twist, and the dust cover will remove. Our UK fillers slide directly over the top of this point just here, and then it's a matter of rotating the nozzle round and then pulling a lever towards you to lock it on to the side of the van. Then all you need to do is hold a button down to fill the gas tank up. You can either put in as many litres as you want or just wait until it clicks off exactly the same as a fuel pump. To remove it, just release the lever, twist, and then pull towards you. The bezel part in the centre here is to screw in the continental adapters. To view how much gas is in the gas tank, you need to come to the driver's side, and the gauge is located just here. You can only view this when the engine is running, and you will just get a series of green lights and they will slowly go out as you use the gas. The gas tank itself is just located underneath the van at this point here. To gain access to the valve to turn it off in an emergency, just remove the front plate, and then as you can see you have the valve here that you can just turn off if required. The regulator is just here, and attached to the regulator just here is the crash valve. These can be occasionally triggered if you go over a bump violently, so if you're not getting gas in the van, just come to this point here, and basically there is a little green button just here where my finger is tapping. Just push it in and it will then reset it. Next we have external TV and satellite points just there, and also an external 12-volt plug-in point. Flue for the Truma boiler. Don't need to do anything with this, just make sure that nothing is obstructing it. Beside that, we then have the mains hookup point. Just remember that when removing it, just push down on the blue lever just here to release it. Vents for the fridge freezer. This is a fully winterized motorhome, so it comes with fridge winter covers. I've already installed one just up here. As you can see, they just click on like so. These need to be on if you're using the van in extremely cold climate, as they will hold some heat in and allow the fridge to run efficiently. Do make sure that they are removed in the warmer weather, or otherwise the fridge will just overheat. Spare wheel just in the carrier just there, and there is an air line that runs to it, which is just here. So you can just remove the dust cap exactly the same as you would on a tyre. Check the tyre pressure, and if it needs topping up, you can do so without having to actually lower the spare wheel itself. Cassette toilet just here. So on this particular model, it has its own separate header tank. So the header tank itself fills up at this point just here. Just pour in your pink flush rinse if you want to, and then top the rest up with water. As you pour it in, it will always look like it's full, as it's a U-bend. To view how much water is in the header tank, you just come to the gauge just here, and then to empty it for winterization, just unclip, pull down, and then pour away. The cassette itself comes out just by lifting up and pulling towards you. You'll see on this one that you have this little bit just here. This just helps when topping this up, so just take the cap off and sit this in here. So before use, remove the cap and add your toilet chemical with a small amount of water. This is also where it empties from. Just remember that when you're pouring it away, to hold the button in just here to release the vacuum inside. It's also advisable to keep this seal lubricated. Thetford do their own seal lubricant, but any silicone based lubricant is fine. By turning this part here, gives you access and allows you to give it a good clean. If you do need to gain full access inside, this whole section can be removed. You'll see at the moment that this arrow is pointing to the locked position. If you twist this part until the arrow is here, it can then come out. All of these cassettes now come on wheels with extendable handles. As we come round to the rear, we can see the rear corner steadies. So you can see I've already lowered this one just by popping the corner steady handle through the hole until it attaches just here, and then winding it down, and then we can do exactly the same again with the other one. With the Fiamma bike rack, just pull and it will drop down. Pop your bikes on the rails and then secure the straps through the wheels of the bikes, and then attach to the framework. Reverse camera above, and then as we come round, just on the corner just here, we have the grey water drain. So anything that goes down the plug holes goes into the holding tank and then is drained off at this point here. Electric step just here, operates just inside the door on the button just here. The step will automatically put itself away when the engine is started, but I do always suggest that you make sure that it has. Fresh water into the motorhome just here. So to fill up the fresh tank, you can either use this standard filling point, just pop a hose pipe in to fill it up. As you can see, it can be locked. Or we can use the whale filling system just here. So you are supplied with a whale filling hose. Basically at one end it's a standard hose lock attachment, and then with the other end it just plugs in, locks into place, and then just slide down to secure it. Then just turn the water on, and then what you need to make sure is that the control panel's on and water tank fill is on, and then it will commence filling up the fresh water tank. Once the tank is full, the solenoid behind here will shut the water off. If you're on a fully serviced pitch, you can literally leave the tap turned on, and then as you are using the water, it will then continuously refill the tank. To remove, just lift up, push in on the two blue buttons, and it will then release. External socket just here, and then we have the external barbecue point. You'll see at the moment that the adapter itself is still attached on a cable tie, so remove it and then attach the hose of the barbecue to this rib section just here and secure it with a Jubilee clip. To use it, just pop this end in where my finger is and it will lock into place, and then you'll be able to turn the gas on. To remove it, just push on the collar and it will then release itself. Freshwater tank drain just here. And then we have access underneath the bench seat inside. And beneath that we have the wet locker. Above we then have the roll out canopy. To wind it out, we need to just come to the awning winding handle. And then all we do is we just pop it into here like so, and then begin to wind. As you can now see, I've wound the awning out a short distance, so I can now drop the legs for support. The legs on this particular model are sprung loaded, so just push in and it will then drop out. Then drop the leg down to the height you require, and then lock it in place, and then do the same with the other leg. And then once it's supported, you can then continue to wind it out. I always prefer it to do this way, so you're not putting too much stress on the roof of the van. If you have the awning out quite a distance, it also comes with these supports that can unclip and then clip into these little ratchety parts just here, and it will then give a little bit more strength. Never leave the awning out in high winds, as you do run the risk of either causing some damage or catastrophic damage to the point that you need a new awning. Diesel fill just here. Vehicle battery is located underneath the driver's seat, and bonnet release is just here. AdBlue top up is just here, and it will let you know on the dashboard when your AdBlue needs topping up.